hours is keeping us apart. Curse the miles between our spaces. Truth is, without your life is dark. And you're the light my heart's been chasing. If I could roll the tides, I'd move the ocean floor till we see eye to eye. Our lips could touch and then my soul would feel alive. My mind at peace, my flesh at ease, because you're by my side. Find me here, take that flight and leave my faith and join me here. Thought that I was deep inside, live here, my dear. There's room enough for two if you choose to be by my side. Just keeping you from home. No, don't believe the lies he's making. Ooh, right here is where you belong. Me and you getting lost, finding new places. If I could roam the skies, I'd fly to where you are, then maybe we could try. The thought of us two getting lost in love tonight. More hellos and less goodbyes. My dream is you by my side. Find me here, take that flight and leave my faith and join me here. Thought that I was deep inside, live here, my dear. There's room enough for two if you choose to be by my side. I know this might come as a surprise. Right now, you're always on my mind. What I remember most about our time is your eyes and the fact that you shine. How your smile took a piece of my life. Every day that it passes by is like hell, because I'm scared to say hi.
Smooth Talk R&B and Soul is your boy Q Christopher. This is Nocturnal Vibes. And I forgot about you, right?
In the building with Tati Danny.
With Tati Danielle. Shout out to Anais. She's always
Yes.
on some vacation.
Shout outs to her. I'll be there in a few weeks.
Talk about self-care.
Yes.
Self-care, self-love. It's not selfish. It's one thing we folks need to remember.
Word.
So, yeah, if you need to go take time off, head out to wherever for long periods of time. I think I got about 40, 45, 50 hours of vacation.
Oh,
I'm not sure where I want to take it yet, but...
Yeah, I already got June already lined up.
Oh, June?
Tati is out here in June every weekend.
In Brooklyn, right?
No.
You gotta represent Brooklyn. Yo, shout out to the listeners. Thank you for tuning in and vibing with us every Thursday. Well, this is a special night tonight. Shout out to all the listeners tuning in. It is Wednesday night, just so you know.
Yes.
Special night for artists. We got to move things around to accommodate people. So, we do what we do. This is a platform to talk about the love, your passion, right? So we got to support that.
Are you all over the place?
All over the place, right? I think because I got Facebook Live right now.
It's all good.
Yo, shout out to the Obamas.
Word. Netflix holding them down.
So, for whatever reason, I guess Monique, her message didn't get to them pretty much. It didn't.
She's irrelevant compared to them.
So, shout out to the Obamas. And I love the fact that they're able to have a platform to continue to educate, lead us. And this is something that we do need. I'm so glad that I think this is probably the first president who's ever done anything like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's the first for many.
For many.
Are we really surprised?
Exactly. So they have they have a series of the Obamas. They're going to produce a diverse mixed content, including the potential of scripted series, unscripted series, docu-series, documentaries, and features. And I'm pretty sure, I wonder if the daughters is going to participate.
I don't know. They off doing their own thing. I think they want to get out of the shadow
Maybe
of their
get their
parents.
hands wet with production or directing, something behind the scenes.
Maybe.
Yeah. But I love it. So, shout out to the Obamas because that's big things. Yo, June 6th through the 9th, the Black Enterprise is hosting an Entrepreneur Summit. You going?
When is it?
June 6th through the 9th. You said you out here during June, so why not go?
Yeah, that's right.
Get some information on starting your business. It's
in
Charlotte. No, it's actually in Charlotte, North Carolina.
No, I'm sorry.
Too far. Yo,
yeah, man, I'm looking at these flights right now. They crazy.
Listen, you just got a new whip. Shout out to the new whip. You need to put some miles on it.
Come on. North Carolina's how far?
Yeah, that's probably like, I think I did that, and that was about 14
Exactly.
14
I mean, I've been to Florida a few times, but
and I only drove about 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Shout out to Black Enterprise, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Janet Jackson, looking stunning on the Billboard Awards.
Real sexy. She's like 52, looking 27,
well, she
28.
Just had a baby. She got to stay young for at least another 16, 17 years?
Pretty much.
Is the baby even one yet? She got some time.
She does. And I don't know why I thought she was older and still looking young. I thought she was maybe like 60 or something like that.
Really?
But still looking this young.
Nah, I don't think she's been able to have a baby if she was 60 cute. Come on.
Why not, yo?
Ovaries be done dried up.
Yo, things happen. She might have frozen some eggs or something.
Nah, I don't think so. And carry it?
Yeah.
Nah,
She's
not carry
Jackson.
it.
She's
Not carry it, bruh.
Yo, her father told her, listen, you need to carry this baby.
Nah.
But shout out to Jennifer, continue to do it.
Look at Q with these little cards.
Why
He
not,
want
yo?
us to have our cards and all the stuff that's going down. I like it. It's
Love
cool.
it. We have a great show for you tonight. Shout out recording artist Zaxai. I was about to shout him out for it.
Look at you
It's back in
saying
the
his
scene.
name the right way the second
last
time.
Right. Second time around, right? So
Is
good.
Zaxai going to be in the building
He's going to be in the
tonight?
building. He has some new music, so we're going to chop it up with him.
Definitely.
He was here probably a couple of months ago.
He was here our first episode in the studio.
in the new studio, yeah.
Yes,
So
so
yeah,
Stay
we definitely
tuned.
welcome him back. So listen, don't go too far. We got more with Nocturnal Vibes. This is Won't Let You Go.
It's alright. It's okay. No need to say your apologies. was scared to leave beyond the edge. I found myself down at the dark side of the Nile. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Now that my mind is clear, no need to fear that I will let you go. I found myself down at the dark side of the Nile. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Well, if you're scared, it's fine. The bottom line is I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. Stole your heart, then abused all your trust and forced you to drunken nights and bad company. Look past your fear towards me. The truth is the old me's history. I'm more of a man now than you perceive. What I remember is that night, moonlight, with nothing but this rain above our heads, and how we fit so right, but was scared to leave beyond the edge. I found myself down at the dark side of the Nile. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Now that my mind is clear, no need to fear that I will let you go. I found myself down at the dark side of the Nile. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Well, if you're scared, it's fine. The bottom line is I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. Feels like I'm running in circles. That night, moonlight, with nothing but this rain above our heads, and how we fit so right, but was scared to leave beyond the edge. That night, moonlight, with nothing but this rain above our heads, and how we fit so right, but was scared to leave beyond the edge. I found myself down at the dark side of the Nile. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Now that my mind is clear, no need to fear that I will let you go. I found myself down at the dark side of the Nile. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Well, if you're scared, it's fine. The bottom line is I won't let you go.
Yeah. Welcome back to Nocturnal Vibes. It's your boy Q Christopher in the building with my host Tati. She's a little upset at me because she was having a little mini lunch break, snack break, a little snack break. So I failed to ask you, how was your week though so far? It's only Wednesday. It is Hump Day, but yeah, how's your week so far?
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend. You got any big plans?
So let's see. Not really, but I am gonna be in Brooklyn this weekend. So
I know you're excited about that. It's good. It's good. But what part of Brooklyn?
no, I don't know yet.
He's
I don't know
roaming
yet.
the streets.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be
He's
roaming
alright.
these streets. I know there's a party out here this weekend. I went to in Louisiana,
Okay.
Grits and Biscuits.
Mhm.
They're gonna be coming to Brooklyn. I thought about it, but I don't think I'm gonna go. But I will be in Brooklyn this evening.
That's
Or
what's up.
and then A Natural's performing on
Sunday.
Sunday at
Rockwood.
Wood
Rockwood.
Music Hall, right?
Mhm.
Rockwood Music Hall. 6 p.m. So I'll be going there too, and you're going to be there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to come true, represent Nocturnal Vibes.
And then just chill out.
Yeah. We could do that. Good things. So there was a couple of topics that I wanted to talk to you about, to you exclusively. So now that it's just you and I, and maybe the world.
Doesn't it feel like old times?
Yeah. But do shout out to Anais here.
Yes,
dealing
absolutely.
dealing with an emotional person in a relationship. Now, this can really make someone go insane. But the key question is, why would you stay around?
What you mean? Why would you stay around? Just because they emotional don't mean that they aren't a quality
emotional
person.
To the point where it messes up everything else in the relationship.
I'm
very
emotional,
sensitive.
so you up here talk about me.
Am I talking about you? I mean,
so people should stay with me because I'm emotional.
Not at all. But you have
they
to.
Don't listen to Q.
you have to want to deal with it though. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. It's a lot to handle, but you also have to figure out why somebody is emotional.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that dictate why somebody is the way that they are in a relationship, whether it be a past relationship or how they grew up.
Yeah.
A lot of different things can contribute to why someone is emotional. So you can't just X out them altogether because they emotional. Everybody's emotional in their own way.
This is not how I feel.
I'm just saying in general, everybody's emotional in their own way.
Yeah.
Like the way that they channel their emotions may be different.
Absolutely.
Some people may get hysterical while others may, internalize it and become, standoffish. So I don't know how you meant emotional. Like in what sense?
Well,
like very like blow up kind of emotional or what?
I mean, it could be different situations, but just a certain situation that you definitely blow out of proportion. You just take it to the fullest extent, and you don't really understand why does this situation need so much energy.
Well, first of all, I'm biased because first of all, I'm emotional and I'm a woman. Okay. I feel like women, we all can be emotional,
and just it's supposed to be all right.
I'm not saying that's supposed to be all right, but we got a lot going on, Q.
I believe it, and so do we. You don't believe so?
Yeah, I do, but it takes a lot.
It does take a lot. It takes a lot to deal with somebody who is emotional when it comes to family life, work life.
But somebody that knows how to handle that person won't find it as a burden. So it's all about finding that person. My mom always told me that somebody can love you, but if they don't know how to love you, if they don't know how to love your emotions and all of that, then they're not for you.
They're not for you.
And that's really the reality of it.
Absolutely. Learning yourself through a relationship, that's pretty big.
Learning yourself?
Yeah, learning yourself. The person you are, and how do you deal with, conflict and situations that come up within, or dealing with another person, living with another person. Like you learn who you are in a relationship, and it kind of prepares you, kind of like for the world, not only for the world but for the next person, because unfortunately, relationships don't last as long as they used to.
Yeah, I think that you learn yourself, but depending on the situation, for example, if the situation is toxic, it can cause you to become unlike yourself.
Yeah.
I personally dealt with that, where a relationship turned me into a person that I wasn't to accommodate the person that I was with. And so it's a part of defense mechanisms and things that you put up because you don't want to be emotional and you don't want to show them that they got the best of you. So it depends. Like, they can either mold you in terms of being better for that person, or it can cause you to retreat back into yourself and become somebody who you never thought you were.
Yeah, definitely a learning experience, and it's something that is things in situations like that, but people need to just grasp and understand, like, why did this happen to me? Like, why did I go through this? Break it down so it can make sense for you. Sometimes, people say, act like you're talking to a child. So break it down to that point where it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, this is why this didn't work out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. And as hard as it may be, a lot of times you're preparing people for other stages in their life.
For the next relationship.
and it's a difficult concept to grasp, like when you really think about it. But you got to put it in perspective sometimes and think, I may be preparing this person for the next, but
Right.
somebody's preparing my person for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like just putting that in perspective, because everybody that you come across, if you don't make it, that means that they've learned something, and then it's going to be something that they take into the next relationship. And that's really what life is about. Not every person that you run into you're going to have longevity with. And with that being said, just make the most of what you're given and move on.
Real talk. Tati said it. Listen, don't go too far. We got, as we promised, Zakai's in the building. He's going to talk about his tracks, the couple of tracks he has out right now. Big things are going. Shout out to Zakai. This is Nocturnal Vibes.
IT band.
You still all over your sweating bullets.
On the why. They say the most difficult thing is to live and die alone. Oh, and I would give up everything if we could spend some time alone. Oh, and get it supernatural, and on there's nothing I would change. But then you blow my mind, take me back up, press rewind like oh, ay, oh. Yes, you blow my mind, make me back up every time like so. You bless my soul, oh. Why, chérie, regarde qui ça vous fait. Baby, so, mais pas j'en satisfait. Oh, parce que you blow my mind, make me back up, press rewind like so. Oh, baby, no, et c'est le même matin. Oh, you blow my mind, make me back up every time like so. You bless my soul, oh. Oh, que vale, non, j'ai comme c'est où me vie. Qu'aime pas diffé, quand ça la voyager. Oui, on the why. They say the most difficult thing is to live and die alone. Oh, and you can't give up on us now, 'cause in you I found my home. Oh, then we're good together. I can feel it in my bones. Yes, yeah, you blow my mind. Take me back up, let's rewind like so. You blow my mind, make me back up every time like so. You bless my soul, oh. God is your many, oh, yeah. Oh, God is your many, no, yeah. Yes, you blow my mind, make me back up every time like so. No, when you know, it's a même matin. You bless my soul, make me back up every time like so. Yes, you bless my soul, never go. It's alright. It's okay. No need to say your apologies. Well, either way, the one to blame is me, myself, and I, and all of my insecurities. What I remember is that night, moonlight, with nothing but this rain above our heads, and how we fit so right, but was scared to leave beyond the edge. I found myself space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Now that my mind is clear, no need to fear that I will let you go. I found myself down at the dark side of the now. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Well, if you're scared, it's fine. The bottom line is I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. Stole your heart, then abused all your trust and forced you to drunken nights and bad company. Look past your fear towards me. The truth is the old me's history. I'm more of a man now than you perceive. What I remember is that night, moonlight, with nothing but this rain above our heads, and how we fit so right, but was scared to leave beyond the edge. I found myself down at the dark side of the now. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Now that my mind is clear, no need to fear that I will let you go. I found myself down at the dark side of the now. Create some space, but time erased what made me smile. No, I believe in you. Well, if you're scared, it's fine. The bottom line is I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. No, I won't let you go. Feels like I'm running in circles. That night, moonlight, with nothing but this rain above our heads, and how we fit so right, but was scared to leave beyond the edge. That night, moonlight.
Yeah. Welcome back to Nocturnal Vibes. It's your boy Q Christopher and Tati Danny. And as I promised, Zaxai, my brother's in the building. Welcome back to the show,
Welcome
man.
back.
Good to see you, man.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, what inspired the track we just finished listening to?
That song. Man. It's so funny. That song I wrote like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And at the time I had just got with well, now she's an ex. But I had just got with somebody I really loved. And we were friends first, you know, and I was kind of too afraid to kind of make that leap and become one. And yeah, I just said, you know what? I just want to, this song goes out to you. Like, I'm not going to let you go. You know what I mean? It's funny because at my shows, I say, I said, I won't let you go, but nobody ever told me that you would let me go. So
It's pretty deep.
yeah.
So, y'all still friends?
I mean,
No.
I mean, like all the animosity is
No.
gone, but you know, from a distance.
How you doing?
So, so with that though, right? You say you guys were friends first, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, do you regret being together because now you guys aren't even that?
I try not to regret a lot of things
Okay.
because I try to go, you know, with experience. You know, like I feel like, you know, life teaches you so much, God teaches you so much.
Absolutely.
So I have no regrets. I mean, what I regret is like losing a best friend. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, the best friend, but I mean, I'm glad we were in a relationship. You know, because that helped me as a man too.
Absolutely.
All my mistakes, you know, for where I am now. So.
I feel like it's, well, for me personally, on my exes, I feel like it's good to have a healthy relationship. So when I do see you, I'll be able to say, hey, you know, how you doing? How's the family? Like, have a little conversation, maybe some tea or coffee or somewhere, but to keep those lines of communication open is cool. Like, but with my future, she may not like it. So, you know,
Well, he's too smooth
that's
too. You see the deep the bass in his
For
voice.
real,
So it don't even matter.
like, whatever.
Like, you can say something like big, baby.
Nah.
Come on, Ty.
No, thank you.
But seriously, yeah, it's yeah. So I totally get it.
Sir.
With when it came to Won't Let You Go, no, you're the one.
You were the one. Same situation.
Same situation.
Well, yeah, I mean, essentially the whole Too Far Gone project is literally about that breakup. You know, I was engaged, and it's so funny because before I used to be afraid to kind of say that because I felt like, man, that makes me a failure as a man.
Wow.
You know.
Shoot.
But right, like, for me, like that's what I felt like. You know, but and for the most part, like I was like pictured as this kind of villain. You know what I mean? And you know,
You probably were.
I was
It's like,
not.
nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm just kidding. You know, I stand with my sisters. No, I'm just playing.
No, but I definitely take my responsibility, my fair share of everything. You know what I mean? And you know, I almost gave up on music. You know, and it was either two ways. It's either I could be constructive, or I could be deconstructive and not do anything and almost give up. But I flipped that into all the emotions, and once I filtered out the anger, I just said I'm gonna push out this project and
put it out there.
Yeah, just push it.
You talked about you being engaged. I was actually engaged at the age of 19, and I stopped everything. I decided not to get married, and I thought that was the best decision I've ever made. So to hear you say like you feel bad about that, like it's pretty interesting. But I felt like it wasn't at the time.
Now I'm pretty happy in hindsight of the situation. But
because it's growth. I felt like at the point
is.
where I didn't know who I was. You know, I'm just starting a whole new family. Even my mom's to start with you at an age like that. It was just I was like no, and I'm actually glad I caught it at a time where I can say, you know, this is not for me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So yeah. So shout out to everybody who's really investing in their relationships and try to understand where's it gonna go.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So we just had you about. So it's been 2 months. So what's been up?
Ah man, 2 months. Just music. I felt like if and when I gotta come back, I gotta come back with something. Either some heat, some music. I can't just be a lazy boy. You know what I mean?
If you following his social media, this guy's all over the place.
Yes, you had just gotten back from Haiti the last time we spoke.
Yeah.
Have you been anywhere recently?
Virginia, Miami. I shot a music video alongside a fellow artist by the name of Rebecca Zama. But I wasn't doing anything much. I was just more of the eye candy. And I put that in quotes because I don't think I'm no eye candy. But basically, I was like playing so I was playing I guess her boyfriend.
The love interest.
Yeah, the love interest,
okay.
right? But then it kind of fuses because with coincident with Bless, you know, that's my Haitian American band IET. Shout out to IET band one time. That music video kind of fuses with our music video a little bit, and you know, that's just whole Afro Haitian situation. So that's why I was there for that. But since then
I've never been on a video set. So being a love interest, are you told where to place your hands and what to do? How does that work?
Yeah, man. And it's funny too because I'm one of those dudes that, you know, some people say I'm smooth, and I do consider myself smooth, but at the same time I respect women now. You know, I'm in a music video, but that don't mean I'm gonna fill up on you in this music video now. You know what I mean? I get myself in trouble. No way.
For real, especially with this Me Too movement.
Don't even get me started with that, Lord. There's some malicious people out there that almost try to use that against. I'm like, wrong guy. Like I've never my rapport is clean.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so.
Shout out to Michelle Black. Big things. You know who that is? See? It is what it is. Who you got?
This would happen when you're live.
Right?
That's what's up.
Anyway, yeah, a music video set is pretty interesting.
You've been on one.
Yeah, I've been on one.
That's right.
I
and
went to Rose.
You were twerking on the video? Oh, no, that wasn't you. My bad.
You gonna disrespect me like that?
No, I mean, I thought
on
that was a
live?
conversation.
You gonna disrespect me?
I could have sworn that was a conversation. No,
Q.
It's all right. I take
You
it
know
back
your
then.
coast, Tati, is not out here twerking.
Not even for like 2 minutes. Come on.
Not on video.
Not on video.
Not on video.
But
Anyway.
Yeah, you was on set and
yeah. No, it's really interesting. Like, that was the first time I ever been on a music video set, and it's legit. Like, you remember back in the day, I think it was BET. Right. When they had making the video and they took you behind the scenes of the video, to actually be in that in real life and know that that is really how it is, it's mind blowing. It's crazy.
So, and what did you do in the video?
Well,
You was repping Nocturnal Vibes on it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
shit
was
and
in the back.
Everything.
I was in the back. Because I was in the back.
You was in the back.
Yeah,
Representing the back.
I didn't want
It's
to
all
be.
good.
I don't want to be plastered everywhere. I don't want my face. I'm still trying to build a brand, and
Understood.
I don't
That was
want
smart
to.
idea.
Yeah, so I wanted to support my girl, but
Word.
I did it in a.
Did it from the back.
Shout out to support now. Come
Yes,
on now.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
support her. Shout out to Emerald.
Yeah, Emeralds. We gonna work with them. They coming back soon, right?
Yes, she is. She will
Absolutely.
be here next month, so I'm looking forward to that. She actually has a performance this weekend, same day as A Natural. So
Nice.
dang.
yeah,
Everybody performing.
yeah,
Word.
man. Memorial Day about
'cause
to be lit.
Word.
You done performed all over the past 25 states, so
She said pass me.
you can just chill
Not
now, bro.
Not even, but I am. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that. I got to work on some.
You see,
lyrics.
brother, in the stories with a suit and a fly shoe,
Oh, you came to the Joe Budden.
but not even that. But even in your storylines, I'm like, yo, this dude got a fly suit on all the time or a nice shoe.
Oh,
But
man, thank you,
keep
Tell
doing what
Q
you
not
doing.
to be a hater. Get some pointers.
Nah, see? I'm taking pointers, bro. I'm taking pointers.
Anyway, so what's next? Like, what's coming up?
Just more gigs, really. I mean, I think I want to focus more on New York now.
Okay.
The plan was to see if I can get some outside gigs, and I still, that still is the plan. Hopefully, I'll be in Chicago in July, but
Okay.
I figured, you know what, with the project that's gonna be releasing, with IET band Bless, and just this summer, and also shout out to my boy Joaquin Rivers. He just released a song called Fuego, and man, it's Latin infused hip hop mixed with. It's just different, and that's what I just love with for the Caribbean. I try to say the summer is for the Caribbean now. I mean, it's for the Caribbean. So with Bless, with my boy Fuego, with the project, just really pushing it as much as I can, try to gig as much as I can, and hopefully get one big collective show in New York. Now it's just a matter of planning that and going forward.
I see it happening. I know you have a foundation. Talk about that. We spoke about it before, right? And visiting Haiti and helping out. Like, talk about that a little bit more.
The foundation itself. Well, I mean, it's pretty my roots all over.
Okay,
Talking about from the swag to silliness to the music, the culture, you name it. Especially growing up in a Haitian household, growing up, my mother, you don't play around with church, you don't play around with butt whoopings
and also education. Like, how did you get past that?
Oh, well, the funny thing about that is, I mean, it was either doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Right.
So being a musician, being an artist, I wasn't the best, like the best idea for them. They didn't want that, for me. I think once they saw how serious I became with music, and that's a testament for anybody that's trying to do the grind and trying to do the music. It's more than just singing. There's business behind it. There's logistics. There's research. It's not just singing, going up and getting paid.
Exactly.
It's understanding taxes. It's understanding all that stuff.
It's so interesting that like so many people frown upon, like, because I remember I wanted to go to school for acting, and it's like, no, you're not gonna become a starving artist. And it's just so crazy because the artists and entertainment is really where the money's at. Everybody wants you to be a doctor, a lawyer, and all of that, but honestly,
I'm not happy. Would be happy doing it.
honestly,
I mean, I agree. You have to definitely be happy to do what you want to do.
Word.
But there's a zillion jobs out there, like outside of the entertainment industry, that pay a lot more money. But I mean, the money is a lot faster in the entertainment industry.
it
But
is.
I mean, there's a lot of great jobs out there. You could make over 6 figures. So I wouldn't cancel that out. But I get it. And
I just think that the whole, I mean, I get that starving artist is a reality, but the connotation of that and just saying that you shouldn't do that because you're going to be that, you know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I don't appreciate the whole mindset behind anytime somebody says they want to do acting, pursue
creativity, you gotta support
anything
that.
creative,
Right.
exactly, anything creative, it's like frowned upon.
Yeah.
Listen,
And-
there are ways around all that, and the thing is, it's because mainstream, even though that's, I guess, what I'm trying to aspire, mainstream kind of glorifies this idea of this is what the definition of success is, and it's not true at all.
Right.
You can work with agencies, for agencies, your own agency. You can submit songs for publishing. You
Right.
can. There's so many avenues
Yeah.
that you can go to, and even if and even for me, that's literally after this whole trains fiasco. I'm like looking outside of New York City, man. But there are ways that you can make bukus, I haven't used that word in a minute, bukus amount of money doing music, doing arts, you know, and even the government itself, there are funding for the arts. It's just knowing how to navigate and get that, which I'm learning myself.
Yeah, I mean, every single company has an artistic, creative
Right.
aspect to it. Everybody has marketing, everybody has commercials and different things, and just channeling it that way.
Using those tools. But I mean,
Exactly.
if you're able to explain to your kids that, you know, this is what's out there. I understand you want to do this, but it's important to get that education
Oh, that's the first thing.
all the way through. You know, all the way, especially through high school. And then, you know, take some sort of courses to back up, but explain to them it's important is to have some sort of backup. And I don't think that's explained to a lot of kids these days.
Yeah.
They're like, no, that's not the right way. You do this and that's it.
Yeah, there's no options. I think that a lot of times people feel like you need it's a regimented, you go to high school, you go to college and do all of that.
Yep.
And I remember like finishing up college, right? And there's this YouTube video that talks about, you know, basically the scam of college and how, nah, for real. Like, I'm finishing up the scam of college and how all the time that you spent in college, you have somebody who was actually spending that time in their trade and doing what it is that they want to do.
Absolutely right.
And I sat there with this $36,000 bill, like, what the heck did I just do?
There's so many, there's avenues. I was actually
Yeah.
speaking to, there was career day last week in my old K through 8th, and I told these kids that. I told them exactly what you said, and I told them if there's one thing I did wish I majored in, besides just, I didn't major in music, but just doing music, would be business management.
Yeah.
Because nobody tells you that you're an entrepreneur at that point.
Exactly.
You're an entrepreneur. You need to
Know
understand
your
business,
business.
marketing, branding, and just kind of going along with that. And,
They go hand in hand.
They really do.
They really do.
Having options is important because you're not stressed to you know, jump if you're.
However,
Mm-hmm.
having options, I think, deviate you from your main goal.
Okay.
And I think that there is two sides to that coin. Like, you
Right.
can have options, but oftentimes, like, working a 9 to 5 right now is impacting me from being farther along in what I want to do. You know, so it's like trying to find a balance. There's so many people that I know that just up and said, you know what, they quit their job and was like, I'm gonna dedicate myself to my craft and I'm gonna go hard. And that's the success stories. You know, you got the Tyler Perrys who's, you know, slept out his car. You know, you really have to believe in what it is that you want to do and just leap for it. So, I mean, having options is okay if you want to be comfortable, but if you actually want to be happy and doing what you want to do, there's some sacrifices that have to be made and some obstacles that you have to overcome.
Girl, that is confirmation on top of confirmation from me right now.
That's the second time for the night, Tati.
The
That's
second
two.
time for the night,
for
man.
two.
Listen, Tati over here trying to figure her life out at 26, okay?
I ain't mad at you.
Tati.
I ain't mad at you. Listeners, you gotta take a page from her tonight. It's important. Do your research. Understand what you're doing. What's your purpose here?
Yep.
We've talked about this a lot of times. You know, individuals they consume themselves with social media. But if you're on social media that much, look for something that's gonna grab your attention. You can learn from. You know, I see certain photographers because sometimes I want to get into photography, but I see certain photographers in their pages and I'm going through. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Maybe I can do this. You know, and being inspired by it as opposed to looking at someone's page and be like, yo, what is this? So why are you doing this?
Absolutely.
You know, so putting out that positive energy is also important, you know.
Yes. Speaking of positive energy, I guess we can shift a little bit. What you done for yourself lately? We talk a lot about self-care. I don't know if we touched on it last time, but okay, so what you been doing these past couple months?
I think my answer before was eating. And I'm
Still
eating.
Yeah.
Still eating. Okay.
You
No,
winning
not
too,
even.
brother.
Yo, honestly, it's been, and it's a horrible excuse, and it shouldn't be any excuse for it. But I'm ashamed to say I've gone to the gym less, but I've been trying to just eat differently. You know, just But I go
Here's
lie
a
to you.
tip.
I mean,
You missed the gym, try and do 300 push-ups.
true. I still do my
good
push-ups.
money.
I've been doing 300 now.
300 and you good. If you miss a day in the gym,
I do 100
300.
and 100 in the morning, 100 at night.
all right.
So
Good looks.
But a 300 is pretty good.
300.
He's looking like a
That's
Spartan.
pushing
right
it.
now.
I'm actually trying to do a 30-day
Well, if you
challenge.
add 50, 50 to it. If you already do 100, you add 50, you'll make
I
it.
got no choice now. Got me
Nah, chill. Tati not even doing any of that, so I can't even judge. Nah, I just got a personal trainer, so
Oh,
that's
word.
what I'm doing for myself.
Listen,
Yes.
listen, that yo.
I
Are you
need
doing
it.
nutrition as well, or just a training?
You know what? I have to do something. Tati gotta be fly, you know.
I mean, you fly now, so
Yeah, but I gotta be a little flyer, you know.
summer 18. I feel you.
Yes. Well, summer 18 here. It is what it is. But by the end of summer 18, I'm gonna be lit.
You good money.
I'm gonna be lit.
Who needs a summer body? What's a summer body?
Just get a winter body. You be good.
Winter
money.
body, baby.
So tell us more about this latest project and the next song that we're gonna get into.
I want to
what
listen
is the
to
next
Find
song?
Me. Find Me.
Find Me.
Find Me Here. Okay, so Find Me Here. This whole project is entitled Too Far Gone, and Too Far Gone was the last words that my ex told me. So I
She
remember
said what?
too far, because she just said I'm just too far gone. I was
Oh,
like,
too far gone.
yeah, too far gone. And I was like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? What does that mean? And the whole the year and a half, 2 years, whatever, it was me trying to find out what too far gone meant. There's one track I didn't send you guys, and I purposely do that because that's the entire project as a whole. So it's like a reprise with that, so it kind of ties everything together. But these are my teasers. These are the only tracks on it. But
Exclusive.
yeah, exclusive.
Blessings.
So Find Me Here. The single came out. The music video came out. Please check that out on YouTube.
And also
Spotify.
Nocturnal Vibes too.
And Nocturnal Vibes, we don't feature that. So that one's just a hopeful song. It's just basically asking her to meet me where I am. I'll meet you where you at, and we can figure this out together.
Nice.
But only if you want to.
Right.
You know, so that's just Find Me Here.
Gotta be.
She
if you
didn't want to.
She
8 hours is keeping us apart. Curse the miles between our spaces. Truth is, without your life is dark. And you're the light my heart's been chasing. If I could roll the tides, I'd move the ocean floor till we see eye to eye. Our lips could touch and then my soul would feel alive. My mind at peace, my flesh at ease, because you're by my side. Find me here. Take that flight and leave my faith and join me here. Thought that I was deep inside. Live here, my dear. There's room enough for two if you choose to be by my side. 8 hours just keeping you from home. No, don't believe the lies he's making. Ooh, right here is where you belong. Me and you getting lost, finding new places. If I could roam the skies, I'd fly to where you are, then maybe we could try. The thought of us two getting lost in love tonight. More hellos and less goodbyes. My dream is you by my side. Find me here. Take that flight and leave my faith and join me here. Thought that I was deep inside. Live here, my dear. There's room enough for two if you choose to be by my side. I know this might come as a surprise. Right now, you're always on my mind. Yeah. What that you're shy. How your smile took a piece of my life. Every day that it passes by is like hell because I'm scared to say hi. Take that flight and leave my faith and join me here. Thought that night was deep inside. Live here, my dear. There's room enough for two if you choose to be by my side. Take that flight and leave my faith and join me. Know that night was deep inside. There's room enough for two if you were true to be by my side.
Yeah.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is Nocturnal Vibes. I'm your boy Q Christopher with Tati Dunny, my co-host for the evening. Shout out to Anais. And if you're just tuning in, recording artist Zaxai is in the building.
Sir.
That was Find Me Here. One of your latest tracks.
Yes, sir.
Pretty dope, brother.
Thank you,
If
bro.
you want to check out the video, it's all over YouTube. It's on Nocturnal Vibes Radio as well. Yeah, man, that's some good stuff.
Thank you, brother.
How long did it take you to write that?
Actually, that was one of my. This is the second fastest song I wrote, but the one I love the most.
Yeah.
That took me 5 hours, but it's funny. I started writing it like 11 p.m. And I stayed up till like 6 in the morning with like my iPad and my headphones, and I was just playing my guitar and doing all the harmonies and doing all the backgrounds that you hear. Literally, what was on my GarageBand on my iPad is literally what I recorded, over in Logic with my boy Kavion. Shout out to Kavion one time. I sent it to my boy. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So during the break, we were talking about relationships. One of my favorite topics.
All right, live got the behind the scenes action.
So verbalize it. Now Tati explained to me that she's a verbalizer.
I'm a verbalizer.
Zakai, do you feel like you're a verbalizer?
I definitely am. I
Yeah.
definitely am. I think that's one of my strongest suits. I think any one of my exes can say that about me. Like, I'll tell you what it is, how it is, nicely, of course, because that's another thing I learned. And just
And she still dump you, bro? No,
man,
really.
listen, and another thing about being an adult, no, and that's real. It's also taking responsibility
For your
for
actions.
where you went wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But the
absolutely.
situation is when both parties don't, I guess, take responsibility for what's going on. You know, and at that point, then it becomes an issue. Now we're no longer communicating. Now we're just
What's
like,
your sign?
butting heads. I'm a Sag.
Okay.
God damn, that was
I don't know too much about Sag, man.
My dad is a Sag. Shout out to my dad. He's a Sag. And my nephew as well. Good peoples. Yeah, let's keep it moving.
So verbalizing. Do you verbalize? Q, you in the
Yeah, I
hot
have to.
seat. We need to.
Yeah, deep
I
voice.
have
Heck,
to.
can he verbalize? Come on, now.
Exactly. I
You
have
said
to
what?
verbalize. You said I shouldn't?
No, he's smooth. He's too
Right.
smooth. Of
I
course
don't
you
need
can
to,
wait.
right? No, actually, yeah, I do verbalize. That's one of my biggest things. Like, I
Okay.
lay out the rules. Like, not the rules, but, this is me. This is what, I like, what I dislike. And,
Now,
I don't give them a deal break. Okay, if you don't like it, deuces. But, yeah.
Now let me ask y'all a question because you guys are very mature. You guys are older. Have you always been a verbalizer? Because I think that comes with maturity. It comes with
Experiences.
being a grown up.
Yeah.
So in your younger years, was that something that was an attribute for you?
Going back to the time I was engaged,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to call up and say, listen, I can't do this. And I felt like that was me verbalizing.
Okay.
I could have just gone on with it, got married, and been miserable for the rest of my life or
Okay.
until whatever we got divorced. So, yeah, I believe I started then. My mom will probably tell you that I was a verbalizer as a kid as well. But, yeah, I think
Let's
it
do a
stuck with me.
communicator. That sounds better.
Nah.
Communicator.
Communicator. Yeah.
I would say yes, but I think it was clouded with like insecurity and sensitivity. I'll be the first to admit that I'm a sensitive creature for sure. But I think I would overthink too much. I was a bit too sensitive, or just yeah, just essentially that. So I think like the communicator or verbalize whatever maybe that was me, but it was just kind of clouded with so much. So whatever it is I was saying was kind of you know like there's too much sensitivity going on, so I can't really speak my mind or whatever maybe, or maybe there's a bias because I feel like it's fine to be sensitive, but to be super sensitive about a topic or situation, and insecurity too.
Did that spill over into your relationship?
In this the past one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I think at that point it was two best friends who and we both said it to ourselves, we just loved each other too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at that point, it was just a chess match because she was a best friend. She was my best friend before we got together, so we knew each other. We knew how to move. It was like, all right, boom, all right, chess piece here, rook here, boom. I'm about to get your queen. Like,
And that's probably what she was meant to be, just your best friend.
Hey, I mean, now she's
Well, she's not there now, so.
thought. You know what I mean? And I'm looking towards a different, best friend.
So even around the time you guys were trying to about to break up, you never thought, okay, hey, let's just be friends before it gets to the point where we don't want to speak to each other.
Not even. And I think that's where immaturity probably happened, because I think at that point we're just trying to hurt each other, not physically, but emotionally, verbally.
Spiteful stuff.
Yes, it becomes spiteful, and it's the sad part is you're being spiteful to one another.
It's
like
crazy.
that.
I think that a lot of relationships like kind of go that way before you really just like it dissipates. Honestly, the whole spiteful nature and just like trying to get the last word or get back at that person.
It does.
If you're in love with if you're in a relationship and you're in love with your your dude or your girl, and they just love you, are you willing to stick around to wait to see if they're gonna be in love with you?
What?
One more time.
If you're in a relationship and you're in love with Anthony, let's just say Anthony, but Anthony only loves you, and you're wondering, okay, when are you going to be in love with me?
But my question is, how do you even gauge that?
Well, I mean, either by verbalizing, right, communication. If
What,
you
someone
say,
being
I
like,
am
I'm not in love with you? Like them literally saying those words?
not
or?
that I'm not, but they're not saying that I'm in love with you. So like you can, you could just wake up one morning, and just say, babe, are you in love with me? Because that could have been on your mind. And if he says no,
I think that's such a weird question to ask.
what?
There's a catch-22 to it, because I mean I've been in situations where I just was not in love with somebody. Do I love them? Do I want to take care of them? Do I want to make sure that they're happy? For sure. Like I like for example, like actually no, not an example. Not at all. Okay, but what I will say is, for
you
me,
stuttering.
I'm stuttering because I want to make sure I choose my words correctly.
Okay. She listening?
She says she's listening. Child, listen. So, if for me, I think it's best to say that I'm in love with you. If I'm in love with you, and that's just who I am. Like I'm one of those kind of balls of just love. Like yo, I'm in love with you. I'm gonna tell you what it is, how it is. I'm in love with you. Boom. Like, and I'm gonna shout it to the mountaintop. Like, and it's gonna be through my actions. It's gonna be through my words. It's gonna be through all of it. You'll know, and I'll say it too. But I see what you're saying too, because I've been in situations where it's like, yo, do you love me? Or and even for me, like when I was younger, it's like I remember this one girl. She said, "Yo, I love you," and I was like, "Yo, it's only been a month," and I was like, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? But like we only saw each other like twice. You feel me?
But that's the thing that I think that so many people get misconstrued, because I don't think that it's like that whole love at first sight type of deal. I don't think that's necessarily taboo. Like you can't really gauge when and how you're gonna fall for somebody. They talk about how it just sneaks up on you or whatever. Like you never realize you're gonna be in the place that you're in until you're actually there, and you're like, oh snap, like So
like unexpected situations, man. Let me tell you, you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
What can happen. And
I
I'm
don't
thankful
know.
for that.
I don't think I've ever really said to someone like legit, I'm in love with you. Like
It's out of feeling.
I'm a nurturer, so I think that it's just it transcends through my actions.
Okay.
Like if I love you, would I be doing this? You know what I'm saying? Would I be fighting with you all the time? Like all of that sends the message of what
Love.
you really feel about that person.
So if you slap him upside the head, that's your.
Listen, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. We gotta get aggressive. It's like, nah,
You gotta get aggressive. That's funny.
But yes, music wise, where you performing next?
Chicago. I would
Chicago,
so far.
Okay.
July 15th. At this book fair festival situation.
Okay.
But I'm still waiting that too because a few of my guys. Shout out to the band Date Night. That's my immediate band. The band Date Night. There's a few of us that might not be able to head out there, and for those kind of stages, I need to come out strong. Nobody knows who Zaxai is out there,
Right,
so I need to know like, oh, this guy's been doing it for years. You
Right.
know, even that's why I take branding so serious. That's why I take all those pictures and all those jazz. Like this is I'm a seasoned vet in this. You may not know who I am, but I'm seasoned in this.
Nice,
So
nice. And that's usually how it is. It takes a while
Right.
before you get there, but you put in that hard work.
put it in,
Brother, what are you singing for us tonight? Because I know the listeners. Don't listen.
yeah.
Your live feed, did they ask you to sing too?
Have they?
pretty sure.
I think it stopped too. What am I singing for them tonight? You know what? I'm purposely gonna sing the latest single off my Haitian band now, Bless, and it's a mix between Haitian Creole and English because we're trying to make it, not trying to make it commercial, we're trying to prove that Haitian music and just the Haitian culture can be just as commercial as any other world music that's out right now.
Nice.
So, boom, gotta remember the key. There you go, got the key. Okay, let's rock. Okay.
Let's rock.
They say the most difficult thing, wrong key, is to live and die alone. Oh, and I would give up everything if we could spend some time alone, alone, alone. And girl, you're supernatural. And no, there's nothing I would change. But then you blow my mind. Make me back up, press rewind like so. Ay, oh. Yes, you blow my mind. Make me back up every time like so. You bless my soul. Oh, boy, chérie, got qui ça ou fait, baby.
You?
So, my pop chum satisfait. Oh, parce que you blow my mind. Make me back up, press rewind like so. Ou béni nom, et c'est le même apton. Oh, you blow my mind. Make me back up, press rewind like so. You bless my soul. Oh.
Yeah. That was, ladies and gentlemen, that was Zaxai. Big T Zaguan. Listen, once again, brother, I appreciate you. And thank you for coming through. Nocturnal Suite, dropping your music. Good interview, good conversation.
Now, just tell the listeners where they can find you, just really quickly.
They can find me at Zaxai Official, ZAXAI _official, and IET Band, IET Band.
And go support them in Chicago, yo.
Please do, please do.
That's what's up. Listen, I want to shout out to all the listeners. Tati, I want to thank you for coming through tonight, even though you didn't want to. I'm messing with
Listen,
you. It's all
nobody
love.
said I
It's
ain't
all-
want to.
Nah, we ain't gonna get
Why
into
you
that.
trying to play me?
Trying to put you out there. Listen, shout out to the listeners once again. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Alexandria. She's in the background chilling.
Highly
Vibing out. That's what's up. We're here next week, Thursday, live, doing what we do. This is Nocturnal Vibes. Good night, y'all.
It's all lies. A full year has passed. I'm worse off than when we met last. And I hate that I loved you so much. How our friendship and love turned to rust. And all those nights out working late, then I'd stay over your head on my chest. I'd hold you closer till your nerves were calm. You were the one. You were the one. You were the one. You were the one. You're still the time heals wounds. That's what they say. Yet whiskey and wine takes your place, and drunk in night hides what's inside. Cause big boys, they aren't supposed to cry. Oh, I loved you hard, I couldn't save us. You left your mark and now it's dangerous. A trail of scars, our hearts filled with fear. Yeah, and I try again in hopes that maybe that we'd become, and our hearts stand still and I'd be your one. No, I hate that I loved you so much. How our friendship and love turned to rust. And all those nights are working late, the nights stay over, you on my chest, I'd pull you closer till your others will come. You were the one. You were the one. Oh, you were the one. Oh, yes, you were the one. Oh, will we meet again? We could meet again. We can start over. No, we are not over. We could meet again, and we'll dream again. We can start over, 'cause you were the one. You're still there. You're still the one.
We fought it long enough, now let's stop to face it. It's written on the wall, written all over our faces. Don't be scared, girl, come over here. No need to heed permission, but that's in position. Only you do me like you do, girl, you the truth. Magic City with the moves. You better f me like you got something to prove. Girl, come show me like I'm the only one. Turn the lights out, I'm gonna take you down under these sheets and let you ride.